So Toyota is asking nearly $103,000 Canadian for this 2025 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. And in today's video, I want to take a look at everything that this has to offer and let's see if it's worth that much money. All right, if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Jason and I do reviews on vehicles here in Canada. So if you love car reviews, be sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over the different models that you can get with the Toyota Sequoias, the safety features that you do get with the TRD Pro, the exterior, the interior, the infotainment system, and of course, the pricing. And also, thank you to Brampton East Toyota for allowing me to review this beast. So without further ado, let's jump right into it and start off with the different models that you can get with the Toyota Sequoias. This will be the SR5 TRD Off-Road. You can also get the Limited, which also comes with the Nightshade Edition, or the TRD Pro option, which this one is. There's also the Platinum, and you can get that with both tow mirrors or without tow mirrors. And lastly is the Capstone model. So you can either get the standard or the one with the tow mirrors. Now for the safety features that you get with this will be the panoramic view monitor, which I'm going to show you inside, the blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic alert and the rear cross traffic braking, and the intuitive parking assist with auto braking, along with the Toyota Safety Sense 2.5. All right, now when it comes to what powers this Sequoia or the Sequoias in general, they're all hybrid, and you do get the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 hybrid engine, which is going to be producing 437 horsepower and 583 pound-foot of torque. Now, towing wise, depending on the model that you do pick, these do vary, but with this particular one, you can tow a little over 9,000 pounds. And in terms of the fuel economy, you're looking at about 12.6 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and about 10.5 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. All right, so with the TRD Pro here, if you do go with this, you do get a ton of different features and badging, obviously, and all that good stuff. And I'll put a list up on the screen right now, what you get exactly. And as I walk around the vehicle, I'll point those things out as well. All right, let's start off in the front of this vehicle. This just looks so aggressive. I love the light bar integrated into the grille. Now, if you take a look at the bottom here on your bumper, obviously, you do have the body color, which is all around, but in the middle here, you do have the black plastic, and this is also going to house your LED fog lights, which are turned off right now because the light bar is currently turned on. There's also the front safety sensors that do run across, and also you'll notice on the corners here, you do have these pockets which are functional, so that's definitely a nice little design packed into the bumper. Now, if you look right in the grille, I guess, at the bottom, you do have your front sensor there, along with your front camera. And then as for the grille, you have these massive openings, as you can see, and this just makes it look very aggressive. And there you have the light bar that I was mentioning integrated into the grille, and then you've got the massive Toyota letters in this gray color, along with these marker lights at the top. And then you get into these very cool and very uniquely designed LED front lights. I just love how these look on this. These are super aggressive and very sharp. Even this section right here, if you look very closely, it's not a full light. Like, you do have this, I guess, casing on the top with holes in it that project the light out, but it's very nice. And honestly, someone who loves attention to detail, I love what they did with that part on the lights. All right, let me just show you on the hood here. You do have these pieces on both of the sides, and this also says TRD Pro, and even like the designing behind here, like the background, very cool. And you'll see this on another part of the vehicle, which I'm going to show you in just a second. All right, let's come to the side of this Sequoia, and you can see the size of this thing is pretty massive. I love the unique designing that these things have. Now, up top is something unique about the TRD Pro. So if you go with just the Limited, you are gonna get the full panoramic roof, but with the TRD Pro, you only get the moonroof up here. And also, you have this rack up here that is included with the TRD Pros. Now, around the windows, you have a ton of gloss black, even down here, I love. They didn't add any rubber or plastic or anything. It's all like gloss black, which I'm a huge fan of. You've got the body color door handles. And then as for the mirrors, you've got the body color at the bottom here, and then this satin finish. Very, very unique, especially with this vehicle being in black. This just makes it look even more stealthier. And then built in here to the side mirror is your turn signal. And then way down here, you do have a side mirror camera. And you do obviously get your side steps. Now, like I was mentioning on the badging here on the background, you have the same one on the fenders here. As you can see, if I go close up, very, very unique. I just love the patterning and the designing on this. Now, as for the front, you got front marker lights as well into the fender flares there. And even though these stick out a little bit, this kind of makes it look a little bit aggressive in my opinion. And then obviously you jump into these beautiful 18-inch TRD Pro black forged BBS wheels. I just love the way that these things look, especially the center cap there. It has the circle in red, TRD in red, definitely pops out. And if I do take a step back, you can see with this thing all blacked out, these wheels, it's just the icing on the cake. Also with the TRD Pros, you do get a 1.1 inch front lift and a 2.5 inch Fox internal bypass coilovers and the rear remote reservoir shock. So if you're taking this off-roading, you're gonna beat on it, it's perfect for that. So if you're thinking about off-roading this thing, I think this is the perfect vehicle, and you can even drive it around town just like a normal family hauler. All right, now coming to the rear, I'm just gonna touch on the rear fender here. You have another marker light that is integrated into those. And now coming to the rear, I love the designing on this, especially the lights. It makes it look so nice. Now let's start off on the bumper area. So kind of similar to the front, you've got the body color all around and then the black plastic in the center there. You've got the dual exhaust right there. You've got your hitch cover right in the center. And then again, your rear safety sensors that do run across just like the front, your reflectors on the corners, and then you just get into your tailgate. So even though this is black, you can still see it, the large Sequoia lettering. You've obviously got the blacked out Toyota badging, and you do have this badge over here, the iForce Max badge with this cool like hologram logo as well. And even this part here is in this matte finish. And of course, your rear backup camera with a washer. And also you'll notice underneath, you do have a light. Now, as for these lights, look at how nice they make this thing look. From the back, it kind of reminds me of a Lexus, especially with the lights, but in a good way. And man, this thing is just something else. Like, look at how cool these lights are designed. And also, the glass area here does open up separately. So if you do want to have this open, you're cruising down, you can definitely have it open. And the button for that is right here. So if I just press this, it unlatches and there you are. You have access to the interior without opening the full tailgate. Now you also notice this almost like this built-in spoiler at the very top with your brake lights. And honestly, this also adds a nice look to the vehicle. All right, let's open up the tailgate and take a look at what we have going on inside. Now you can either press the button located right there, or you can just walk up. You have this almost like Wi-Fi symbol thing right here. So if I just kick, it is gonna open hands-free, which is amazing. So back here, as you can see, now from looks of it, it doesn't really seem like a whole lot of space, just small. Maybe you can put a duffel bag, one or two of them, and that's pretty much it. But something cool about this is you do have these brackets on the sides here. Now this is for your shelving. I'm gonna show you that because you can have like 3 different layers of shelves back here, so you can put a ton of things and stack them up pretty much. Also, these seats can move forward and backwards. That's because there's a little latch right here on both of them, as you can see, and I'm going to show you how far up you can move this if you do need that little bit more extra space if you're not utilizing the 3rd row. All right, so I've moved the left seat as far up as it can go, and as you can see, it adds a little bit more space to the back. And obviously if you do this one, it's gonna go to the exact one right there. So you have a ton more room. Now, like I was talking about the shelving, it's actually this piece down here. And let me put it on, let's say the middle one, and kind of show you or give you an idea of what it will look like. So it's actually very easy. It just pops out just like this. And I can even do it with one hand, hopefully. And there you are. It just slides in to the little slots that are built in, right, just like that. So there you have the shelving. You can have another one underneath, or you can just adjust this one. And then obviously you have the top layer as well. So kind of cool that you do have this option, kind of like a shelving unit back here. So it kind of has this flap. It's better if you have it on the bottom one, because then it can sit flush against this part right here. And other things back here that you will find is this 120 volt outlet right here. So as you can see right there, you've got a plug back here, and you've got these two buttons for the third row seats. These are power folding down and up. So let me show you the right side. I already did the left side there. So as you can see, down it goes. And if I want to bring the seats back up, I just have to hold the up button and just let it go. And there you go. Both the seats come back up. And then obviously I can adjust the rear seat from this and bring it back as well. But that's a very nice thing, that you can adjust the rear seats like that from the back. And you have the shelving unit here, which you can definitely utilize. All right, let's head into the rear and take a look at what we have going on inside. Right off the bat, you can tell this has the red interior, and this red interior pops out. And the rest of the door trim is black, obviously, but yeah, the red definitely stands out. So down here, you have some room. You've got a water bottle spot right here. You've got a speaker right here and right here. And this does come with the 14 speaker JBL audio system. And then you move into your armrest area. So you've got the soft touch material here, the red contrast stitching. You even got a little bit more space in the middle here. And then even this trimming right here, very, very unique. If you can see the patterning right there. So a lot of bits and pieces on this that have the nice subtle patterning and definitely pop out. And then obviously you have the red up top just staring right at you. And even on this, you've got like this gray silver contrast stitching, and then more of like the soft hard material with the red stitching up here as well. And then you have your hater blockers. All right, I'm gonna head inside and kind of show you the third row first. So I'm gonna get back there, show you the seats, what it is, how it looks like, and also the legroom and the headroom. And then I'm gonna come to the second row and do the same thing. So to get to the third row, it's very, very simple. All you got to do is fold your seat down just like that, and automatically it just pops up. I love this because look at all the space that you have. Some vehicles that are 3 rows, it's usually tight to get in the back, or like it doesn't move up as much as this. Like look at that room. And you've even got the red seat belts to match the seats. And also, before I get into the back, just like I was showing you the power buttons for the third row seats at the back, you even got it on the sides here, and of course on that side as well. So you can fold them down from here and then put them back up from here as well. And now look at how nice these seats look. I love the red on this. Very, very nice. It just pops out like crazy, especially this vehicle being all blacked out. And also how I was mentioning in the back, you can move the seats forward and backwards with that little handle I showed you. You have a little latch here as well, and you can do the same thing from up here. Now let me jump in the back here, show you the legroom and show you the headroom. All right, so I'm back here. I'm gonna put the seat down in just a second. The only thing right off the bat that I notice is these seats, the third row seats, are very, very low. As you can see, I have no like thigh support, and you notice this on a lot of 3-row SUVs nowadays. Very rare that you have a seat that's perfectly fitting to you, but hey, it is what it is. Now let me put down the seat here and show you the legroom. So this is gonna lock into place, and then I just bring this bad boy up and look at the space back here. I have a ton of room for leg space, obviously, and for headroom, I still have a good amount of room. Even though I am wearing a hat, you can see I still have a decent amount of room back here, and I can move around comfortably without any hesitation. All right, so other things back here, you have your cup holders, obviously. You even got hater blockers back here as well. And then a USB port back here. You got a speaker right here. And you can even move the seat from here as well. So you have 3 different ways to move this. From the back, from here, and then over here as well. All right, now on the other side here, it's pretty much the same stuff, but you do lose the USB port on that side. However, you get your very own cubby storage with a USB port. So if you're charging your phone, you can just tuck it away. You don't get that on the other side. All right, let's check out the second row seats. I'm gonna lock this back into place, pull this all the way up, and there you go. Now, you saw the third row seats, they were just plain red seats. However, for the second row, they get a little bit better. You've got the perforated back section, the bottom section, and you have like this camo trimming similar to the panel here on the exterior. I love how this looks. Like, look how much it stands out, especially if you look at it at a certain angle. Very, very unique. And with the TRD Pro, you do not get the bench seating. You do get the captain's chairs, as you can see. And I do love that because you have this open space in the middle. So if there's no one in the back, you can just scoot on over to the rear without having to move the seats back here. And you have your very own armrest, which is always a great luxury to have. And if that wasn't enough, you can also recline these seats with this same little lever right here. So that's another good thing back here. Now, let me jump back here and show you the legroom and the headroom. I don't think it's gonna be disappointing because the back was pretty good. So let's jump in. All right, I'm back here, and as you can see, legroom wise, no issue at all, even though I can move this seat back a little bit more if I wanted to, but still a ton of room. Now for the headroom, even a little bit more headspace than the rear and then the third row, but still the third row was good, and this is a little bit better as well. So the space in this is crazy. All right, now behind the front seats here, you do have the same soft touch material in red. There's no plastic, which I love. You also have the in-seat storage pockets, which are on both of the sides. And then moving to the rear console area, you've got your cup holder space up here, you've got the venting on the corners, and then your heating and cooling temperature controls right there. And then you have USB ports down here, and then another 120 volt outlet. All right, let's head to the front and see if anything is different than the rear. It's pretty much the same, other than down here, you have two cup holder spots or water bottle spots, and then this extends even underneath the speaker here. And the rest of the things are identical, other than obviously your window controls, side mirror controls, and then your driver memory seat controls. All right, let's check out the seats up here. These are exactly like the second row seats. You can see the beautiful perforated sections, the nice camouflage look that these have. And up top here, you do have the TRD Pro stitched into the seats, which is obviously a part of the TRD Pro package. And up here, both the front seats come heated and ventilated. And then on the sides, you have your usual seat adjustments. And even on the mat here, you have the Sequoia TRD Pro badging or lettering, whatever you want to call it, right there. And then these cool looking aluminum foot pedals. Right over here is your hood latch release. And then up here, you've got quite a few things. Here you have your light bar, which you can turn on and off. Over here, you've got the heated steering wheel button, the on-off button for the 120 volt outlets. You've got the lighting controls for the door. Here you have the automatic high beams, your fuel cap release, your dimmers for the cluster, and then your different odometer configurations. And then this is for your rear sensors. And as for the steering wheel, this is manual adjustable. All right, now as you make your way inside of the TRD Pro, your whole dashboard is in plastic, but you do have your speaker here, in the center there, and then on both of the corners there. And you have the grab handles up here. And also, I forgot to mention, they are in the second row as well. And then you get into your fully 12.3 inch digital cluster area. And on here, you can do quite a few things and obviously see quite a few things. I just love the designing on this. Like everything that's laid out, I think it's perfectly done. And if you want to go through all sorts of different information, it's all controlled through here. You've also got your back button. So if anything pops up, you can press back. And then if I just press down, as you can see, I've got a bunch of different sections within each section. So here I'm going through all the other ones, and some menus, like I was showing you, do have other things within them. So a ton of different information. As for the steering wheel, you've got this nice material on this, almost like this perforated material, but not quite, but still looks very, very nice. You've got the red striping right there. And then even down here, obviously you're going to have the TRD Pro badging and then the Toyota badge right there. On the left side here, you have all of your cluster controls, volume controls, and Bluetooth. On the other side, you have all of the cruise control settings, follow distance, lane keep, different modes, and then all the sections that you can go through from here. And if you look behind the steering wheel, you do have your lighting controls and also your fog light controls. And the other side has your front and rear wiper controls. All right, now as for the center armrest area, this is actually very unique. Not only do you have the soft touch material here, the red stitching, and then the same trimming that you saw on the doors by the armrest area, this opens up so you have a little bit of space here for coins, wallets, maybe credit cards, just small little items. But then you have this open storage space, which you can also fold back, and you have access to the actual center console area. Not only that, But if you just press the button here, whole thing opens up, and then look at all of this space in here. And you have 2 more USB ports. And then even on the sides of the center console here, you have more of like that soft touch material with the red contrast stitching. And then you just get into all of this, the center console area. There's a bunch of things on this. You've got more of that beautiful trimming. I just love the designing on this. Very unique. And just pressing this will unveil your cup holders. And then you also have this ashtray, which you can just pop in here. And yeah, but you can't close this if you do have that in there, just FYI. And over here, you have all of your off-road or different modes that you can go through. So your 2 high, 4 low, all of that. You can just press this, go into any of those. Here are all of your different drive modes, tow haul mode. You've got your MTS. This right here is your terrain select. So for mud and sand, rock, dirt, snow, auto. And this will adjust your throttle response, traction control, brake pressure distribution, and wheel spin. And this is your downhill assist control and the crawl control. So in terms of the different drive modes, if I just toggle through here, it's gonna pop up on here. So I got eco, I've got normal, and then I have sport mode. So 3 different modes to choose from, which is nice and very typical of a Toyota vehicle. Then you've got your handy dandy shifter with another red stripe and then more of the TRD right there. And then if you look right behind the shifter, you got your auto hold and then your electronic parking brake. And to the left of that, you've got your trailer brake controller and then the red on off button, which also has TRD written on it. And then you move into this section here. So you can use this for some space, or it's actually your wireless phone charger, which you have access to right there. You can put another phone right over here. It is not a wireless charger, only this side. And then here you have quite a few little tabs. You got the camera button here, you got the traction control, the hazards, and then your rear locker. So let me quickly show you the cameras on this. So if I just toggle that down, you can see it kind of gives you like a 360 spin around. If I just click this, it shows you kind of a different angle. So that's how it looks when you are parked. And if you press this, you can also change the color of the exterior, which is pretty neat. Now, if I put it into drive, I'm gonna show you here, and then I press the camera button, now it brings up everything. I wish it did this in park rather than having to put it in drive, but you have a bird's eye view right here. Here I have the front facing camera. You kind of have like this wide angle. I don't like how it's warped on the corners. It kind of looks like a fisheye lens, but then you have all of your views down here. So you have the front, you have the rear right here, and then here is for your side cameras, the front facing one, and then for the rear facing. And then this little button right here, if I just press this just gets rid of the bird's eye view, so you get the full screen for the front. So if I just turn that back on, and then here are all of your guidelines, so you can have the tire one on when you are driving a little bit, and then you can turn it off as well. Also, if I go into the rear facing camera, you have this one as well with the little green line that you saw. You got the auto here, and then you have this one right here, which is mainly for your off-roading. So you have all of the important camera angles all on one screen. So the side cameras, the front camera, you have your different angles right here if you are tilted and whatnot. So a lot of cool things, especially if you are off-roading. Right above all of these buttons down here, you have all of your heating and cooling temperature controls, including the vented seats, heated seats, all that good stuff. And then for the other side, obviously, and another USB port right over here. And then you just get into your massive tablet-like screen. Now, depending on the trim that you do get, if it is like the entry-level trim, it is gonna be an 8-inch touchscreen. However, this is a TRD Pro, so you are gonna get a 14-inch touchscreen. And something that I love about the Toyota system here, it's very, very simple. Anyone can get used to it. It's very easy to use. Like for example, if I just go here, this is all of your experience drive once you do have it connected, but you do have to subscribe to it. And that's gonna give you navigation, destination assist, intelligent assistant, all that good stuff. And then you have the music section, which is pretty straightforward. Next is the phone section once you do have it paired. And then under vehicle, you just have your trip info. And then the gear, which is your settings. Here is all of the different menus and things that you can customize to your liking, including adding your different drivers if you have multiple people driving the vehicle. So you can set all of that up, a bunch of different ones to go through. And that's pretty much it. I just love the simplicity of the touchscreen. All right, up top here you've got your rear view mirror, and then if you go further up here, you have all of your interior lighting controls. You got your tailgate button over here, your SOS over here, sunroof controls on both of the sides, and then here you have your sunglasses section. And here's the key fob and what it looks like for the TRD Pro, just your typical Toyota key. And if you were curious for whatever reason, here's what the moonroof looks like, so you don't get, like I mentioned, the full panoramic roof. All right, let's come around to the passenger side and take a look at what we have going on. Let me show you this dashboard. Absolutely stunning. I love the red interior, obviously, of course. It continues on onto the dashboard, and then more of that nice trim that I've shown you all throughout the vehicle, and then these massive Toyota letters, which also have like this red background to it, so kind of gives it a nice look. And then you just got your typical glove compartment space. Now this particular TRD Pro did not have a window sticker, but you can see on Toyota's website, if you do go with the TRD Pro package, this is going to cost you about $103,000 Canadian, plus taxes obviously, and this may be minus any discounts if there are available. Well, there it is. That's the review, and that's what you get for $103,000 Canadian. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that's worth it.